Thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Coleman. Lynn Brooks has the evening off. It's time to honor the emergency medical responders that are on the front line during any emergency. This week is National EMS Week, and WVUA has a behind-the-scenes look at a day in the life of an emergency medical technician. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards has more in tonight's top story.
North Star EMS, do you have an emergency?
Emergency medical technician with North Star EMS, Eddie Horner, says becoming a paramedic was a calling to him.
I remember my stepfather was giving CPR to my little niece, and he saved her, and that was it for me. That's all I ever wanted to be.
Horner says North Star EMS responds to anywhere from 70 to 100 dispatches a day.
The call comes into our communication center, and they get the information from the caller to see who's closer and what the actual emergency is. While the call's going on, it does not wait. They immediately dispatch one of our trucks. You receive the call, you need to know where it's at. If you don't know the actual address or it's unfamiliar to you, we have a GPS. You want to take the most direct, safest route and arrive safely, because you can't do anything for them if you hurt yourself or someone else en route.
Horner says being on the front lines of an emergency has its ups and downs.
It's not an easy job. It's rewarding, and it's fun-filled, exciting, but it's not easy.
According to Horner, having a week in honor of emergency medical services isn't just rewarding for the first responders, but also beneficial to the public.
Not only our job of trying to help people, but also educate them to keep them, from hurting themselves, and if they become ill, what they should do.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
Each day brings a different theme for emergency services. Today marks Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. As changes occur in the state's Medicaid system, the transition could be leaving people in Alabama more vulnerable to scams. WVUA's Bradley Whittington has more on the possible dangers.
Oh, it was a scam.
Margaret Odom has been on Medicare for over 20 years, and it wasn't until yesterday she received a phone call saying it was time to renew her Medicaid card.
And he said, "Your name is Margaret Odom," and I said, "Yes." And he had my address. I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, we need some more information from you." And he said, "I'd like to know what your bank is." And I hung up on him.
But then he called back, asking for even more information.
"So I need you to get your bank book and give me the numbers on the bottom of your check." And I said, "I don't think so."
Odom tried to call the number back, but she had no luck. Now, even if you get the number to the scam artist and try to call them back, that won't work. You won't be able to contact them because you'll get a message like this.
"We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed."
They change their numbers so often. They've got this down to a T, because that's how they make their living, basically scamming other people. So it's very hard to trace, very hard to catch these people.
Brent Blankley with the Tuscaloosa Police Department says never give out personal information, especially banking.
Any kind of scam that you get where somebody's calling you, they're requesting your social security number, your bank account number, anything personal. Banks are never going to call you and verify bank numbers over the phone. That should be your first red flag.
It's so sad because every day somebody's coming up with a new scam, and there's such a tremendous cut, and that's really going to hurt. It's really going to hurt our elderly. And you see the saying many, many times, I have to decide, do I want food, I don't want medicine. And sometimes we just don't realize how little some people are living on.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Bradley Whittington, WVUA News.
And if you feel like that you're being contacted by a scam artist, the police recommend that you hang up immediately and then have the number blocked. Now, on your home team crime watch, 2 men have been arrested in connection with the death of a Tuscaloosa woman, and this comes more than a year after the victim's body was found inside a burned home. Michael Cardell Ford and William Stewart are both charged with capital murder in connection with the death of Kristen Robertson. Robertson's body was found April the 2nd, 2011, inside her home in Alberta City in the 600 block of 34th Avenue East, according to Captain Lloyd Baker with Tuscaloosa Homicide Unit firefighters found Robertson in the home after the fire had occurred, and it was determined that the fire may have been set as an attempt to cover up evidence of a crime. Now for an update on the state of Alabama's farmers with regards to the state's immigration law. As we have reported, the immigration crackdown has many farmers planning to grow less produce this year. Some farmers say that instead of having their crops rot in the field like last year, they're planting less because they're concerned there won't be enough workers to pick crops at harvest time. Alabama's Agriculture Commissioner John McMillan was in Tuscaloosa today and shared his thoughts on this situation.
We definitely are seeing producers, primarily fruits and vegetables, either not planting those crops or planting much fewer acreage. And short term, that's not a direct impact on food prices, but if, for example, if every state in the country did what Alabama and a few of these states have done in trying to address this issue, which certainly needs addressing, we'd see food prices, we'd see food shortages.
And according to an Alabama Farmers Federation expert, they say that this year will be vital in determining the size of Alabama's labor shortage and its potential costs to consumers. Now, on your home team, one of your home team members, I should say, went back to school today. WVUA's own chief photographer Jerome Davis was a guest at Oakdale Elementary School's annual Career Day, and he spoke to a group of students about a career in photojournalism. He expressed how important it is to stay in school and plan ahead to achieve your future career goals.